This fight between Macbeth and Macduff in the tragedy of Macbeth is one of the most famous stage fights in theatre history. It shows us the death of the play's tragic hero. In this program on Macbeth as tragedy, we'll focus on several aspects of the play, especially on what makes a play a tragedy. In later programs, we'll show you how the theatre artists prepared the tragedy for an audience. But first, let's discuss just what is tragedy. Many people think tragedy refers simply to a sad event. Or you've heard people say, that was a tragic accident, or it was a tragedy we lost the game. But that's misleading. It's a term coined centuries ago to refer to a profoundly moving experience in the theatre. One American critic has said, a tragedy moves through 3 specific stages or ingredients. They are purpose, passion, and perception. A tragic hero must be filled with a powerful sense of purpose. He must have a goal that he is willing to pursue, even if it may mean his own destruction. A tragic hero must experience passion. He must go through a struggle that involves great emotional commitment. And he must, at the end, experience perception, the awareness of the meaning and consequences of his struggle. Purpose, passion, and perception. Now, let's see how these function in Macbeth.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor, in which addition, hail, most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
What? Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did lie in the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he labored in his country's wrack, I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is to follow. Thanks for your pains.
Macbeth tells the story of the victorious general Macbeth, who, returning from battle, encounters 3 witches. They tell him he will be Thane of Cawdor and promise he'll be king. In the next moment, he learns he has been made Thane of Cawdor as a reward for his battlefield heroics. Macbeth realizes he could be king. He begins to nourish a high ambition.
I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me an earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at the ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not.
And so the seed of purpose is planted. But being a man, Macbeth is not in absolute control of his destiny. There are uncertainties which must be considered before the commitment is complete.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, and not cast aside so soon.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? And wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time such I account thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat of the adage.
I prithee peace. I dare do all that may become a man who dares do more is none.
What beast was it then that made you break this enterprise to me? When you durst do it, then you were a man. And to be more than what you were, you would be so much more the man. No time, no place did then adhere, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and that their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from his boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail. But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. Duncan is asleep. But to the rather
With Lady Macbeth's help, Macbeth is led to make the commitment to the terrible deed necessary to gain the crown, the murder of King Duncan.
Wine and wassail, so convince that memory, the warder of the brain, shall be a fume, and the receipt of reason a limbeck only. And in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie as in a death. What cannot you and I perform upon the unguarded Duncan? What not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell?
Bring forth men, children only, for thy undaunted metal should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received when we have marked with blood these sleepy two of his own chamber, and used their very daggers that they have done?
Dares receive it others, we shall make our griefs and clamor roar upon his death.
I am settled, and bend up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mock the time with fairest show. The false face must hide what the false heart doth know.
Now Macbeth's commitment is complete. He will do what he must to gain the crown. His purpose is settled. The second essential ingredient of tragedy is passion, a deep emotional commitment to the struggle to achieve a purpose. In tragedy, the quest for the goal is opposed by powerful forces which demand extraordinary effort on the part of the tragic hero. Not only must Macbeth kill the king, but he finds that in order to be safe, he must also murder Banquo and his son, because things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. But the forces against Macbeth are so strong, they include the supernatural. Macbeth's passion, his struggle, is given new dimension by his encounter with the ghost of murdered Banquo.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer. Feast a soul that is not often vouched, while 'tis a making, 'tis given with welcome. To feed were best at home. From thence the sauce to meat is ceremony. Meeting were bare without it.
Sweet remembrancer. Now, good digestion wait on appetite, and health to both.
To the king.
To the king. May it please your highness sit.
Here had we now our country's honor roofed, with a graced person of our Banquo present.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please it your highness to grace us with your royal company.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is that moves, your highness?
Which of you have done this?
What, my lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy gory locks at me.
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus and hath been from his youth. Pray you, keep seat. The fit is momentary. Upon a thought he will again be well. If much you note him, you shall offend him and extend his passion. Drink, and regard him not. Are you a man?
Aye, and a bold one that dare look upon that which would appall the devil.
Oh, proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. Oh, these flaws and starts. Impostors to true fear would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire authorized by her grandam. Shame itself! Why do you make such faces?
Prithee, see there. Behold, look, lo! How say you? Why, what care I? If thou canst nod, speak too. If charnel houses and our graves must send those we bury back, our monuments shall be the maws of kites.
What? Quite unmanned in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
Fie for shame!
The time has been that when the brains were out, the man would die, and there an end. But now they rise again, with 20 mortal murders on their crowns, and push us from our stools. This is more strange than such a murder is.
Macbeth is struck to the core by the ghost of his murdered friend, but he does not turn aside from his purpose of keeping power. Macbeth is a man of great stature. He has examined the options, studied the consequences, and made a commitment. A ghost at the table may shake him to his center, but it will not turn him from his purpose. Lady Macbeth, on the other hand, is not able to stand up to the terrible events spawned by their crimes. She eventually goes mad and dies. Macbeth, however, continues to pursue his goal. Although the forces against him are gaining strength and he realizes he is being misled by the weird women, he continues to hope because he has been told that no man of woman born could best him. But even when this protection is taken from him, Macbeth continues to struggle. Although he now understands that he is doomed and that no victory could bring him peace, his passion continues. He will not quit.
Accursed be the tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. And be these juggling fiends no more believed, that palter with us in a double sense, and keep the word of promise to our ear, to break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee.
The last ingredient of tragedy is perception. The tragic hero, through commitment and struggle, achieves understanding. We have seen that Macbeth discovers how he has been misled. But his understanding goes deeper than that, as we see in the famous moment when he hears of the death of Lady Macbeth.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day until the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
In the play's last minutes, Macbeth confronts Macduff and realizes that the witch's prophecy is true. He must beware Macduff, who is not of woman born. And in this moment of perception, Macbeth gives up his life to die on Macduff's sword. The tragic rhythm of purpose, passion, and perception has been completed. We understand better the notion that Macbeth is indeed a tragedy.